obviously it's positive news that a ceasefire has been agreed, 20 days, and the strait is open temporarily. Are you hopeful that this war could actually conclude anytime soon?
Well, this temporary ceasefire is welcome, but ultimately that Israeli-American military action happened for a reason. It's been a long-standing UK government policy that Iran must never acquire a nuclear weapon. It has to cease the persecution of its own people, and it has got to stop funding international terrorism. And incredibly importantly, at the moment, it has to give unmolested access to the Straits of Hormuz for maritime traffic. If those things can be made permanent, then that is good news, and we can see a permanent end to this conflict. But ultimately, Iran has got to make the right decisions and stop being a pariah state on the international stage.
And the Prime Minister's in the Gulf today. He's hoping to assist or help with the ceasefire in some way. Do you think he should be there? Do you think his presence is helpful?
Frankly, I think his presence in the Gulf is a complete irrelevance. It will do no harm. It will do no good. The Prime Minister has ducked the big decisions throughout his time as Prime Minister, both domestically and internationally. He has made himself a complete irrelevance. He's flown off to the Gulf for a photo opportunity to try and reclaim some kind of credibility. But the simple fact of the matter is he has painted the UK out of the picture when it comes to international relations. As a former Foreign Secretary, I find that genuinely heartbreaking. He has made this country a second-tier country when it comes to international relations, and he has decided to massively increase the welfare budget rather than spend money on the armed forces. These are decisions he's making in the here and now, and those decisions are making this country weaker. We have always got to make sure that our relationship with the United States of America is strong. The words that President Trump used were unacceptable, and they were not words that we would use in the UK. But we know that President Trump uses particularly hyperbolic language. He uses intentionally, he speaks.
But it's not acceptable, though, is it? They may be hyperbolic, and that may be Trump's style. But shouldn't we push back against that and say that is simply not acceptable to threaten to erase someone's civilization?
So the Conservative, Kemi's position is clear. The Conservative position is clear. This is not the right language to use in international relations. But we have got to maintain a strong working relationship with the President of the United States of America and the United States of America as a whole. Keir Starmer has flip-flopped from being incredibly sycophantic towards the President to now being critical. He chops and changes, as we know he always does. But the point is, we need to be consistent in the UK, we need to be consistent, we need to be tough, we need to be taken seriously. If we do those things, our position will be much stronger.
And on your party's position, do you think your party made a mistake by initially supporting those US-Israeli strikes, given you had no idea what the objectives were and you had no idea what the consequences of those strikes would end up being?
The point that Kemi made and has continued to make is that when an ally, the United States of America, asks for permission to use their own aircraft from the British air bases on which they are stationed, then we should say yes to that. Keir Starmer initially said no, then he said yes, then he said he was sending Royal Naval assets, then didn't send Royal Naval assets, failed to send air defence assets. He's been all over the place on this. Kemi has been clear. We are not involved in this military operation, but we should have given the United States of America permission to use their own aircraft from the bases that they were stationed. That's the difference between Kemi making tough decisions and sticking to her position, or Keir Starmer, who is desperately trying to do what is popular and flip-flopping all over the place as a consequence.